Once upon a time in the bustling town of Pennyville lived a curious young bear named Benny. Benny loved solving puzzles, building rocket ships out of cardboard, and dreaming of all the adventures still to come. One sunny morning, while Benny was sipping honey lemonade, he overheard his parents talking about something called a loan. Curious as ever, Benny decided to find out what this puzzling word meant. He went to visit his wise old friend, Mr. Owl, who had a library stacked high with all sorts of books. "Mr. Owl," chirped Benny, "what's a loan?" Mr. Owl adjusted his spectacles and smiled. "Well, Benny," he hooted, "a loan is like when you want to borrow your friend Timmy's bike. Sometimes, people need extra money to buy things like a house or a car, so they ask the bank if they can borrow some. Just like borrowing Timmy's bike for a ride around the park?" asked Benny. "That's right," nodded Mr. Owl. "But there's an important part called repayment. It's like when you promise to give Timmy his bike back after your adventure, with some snacks for sharing as a thank you." Benny's eyes sparkled with understanding. "So when you take a loan, you have to give back more than you borrowed?" "Exactly," said Mr. Owl. "The extra part is called interest, and it makes sure the bank can keep running, just like sharing those snacks keeps your friendship with Timmy sweet." Feeling inspired and enlightened, Benny trotted off to open his own lemonade stand to practice what he learned. He borrowed some lemons and a stand from his friend Lucy under the promise of sharing his profits. As customers came to taste Benny's delicious honey lemonade, he learned how to calculate what he owed back to Lucy. At the end of the day, Benny happily shared his earnings with Lucy, including an extra jar of honey as interest, just like snacks for Timmy. Benny felt proud. He understood loans, repayments, and the importance of sharing more than he borrowed. With each day, Benny became more thoughtful about borrowing and lending, brimming with ideas for new adventures in Pennyville. And thus, in the land of Pennyville, Benny the bear learned a delightful lesson. As the sun set behind the hills, he knew that whether it was bikes, lemons, or even dreams, what really mattered was honesty, responsibility, and a little sweetness along the way.